Nick Cannon says that he's done with America's Got Talent. Why? Because they had problems with things he said during his stand-up comedy special. Now, Howie, you work there. Come on, give us the scoop.
Well, I'll be honest with you, and I'm very pained right now because the thought of doing and going ahead this season without Nick Cannon is unthinkable. And say it ain't so. But the truth of the matter is...
What happened to the show must go on?
Well, here's the problem. Here's the thing. I'm a comedian.
Yeah.
And he toured with me, too. Tonight, I'm at the Westbury Theater in Long Island. And if... No, you know what? The audience, you are all invited tonight, each and every one of you.
Yeah.
I'm not getting you tickets. You're just invited. But here's the thing that I'm saying. The Howie Mandel that will be on stage tonight is not the Howie Mandel that actually you're watching right now, and is not the Howie Mandel that you see on AGT or you saw on Deal or No Deal.
So you have multiple...
don't edit my...
Do you have multiple personality
No, but there's a time and a place. You know, it's as a parent. When your kids are in the room, you talk a certain way, and you are a responsible parent. And then when you're with your husband or your wife or your partner, you're adults.
But isn't it a little different when you work for a company and you become the face of a show?
But let me just say something. Nick Cannon is a comedian. Nick Cannon is a musician. Nick Cannon is, he's whatever. You see Wild 'N Out? You ever seen the show Wild 'N Out on MTV? It's a very different Nick Cannon. So I also understand NBC being concerned when they, you know, they have a...
What did he do exactly?
You know, his language and and whatever.
Doing stand-up.
Doing stand-up, but it's a joke. And this is what scares. We were talking about this earlier. As a comedian, you know, I came up in the 70s and I watched Richard Pryor put together his Live on the Sunset Strip.
Right.
And what I loved about comedy is we could walk into clubs. You did this too.
I did.
You walk into clubs and a lot of stuff doesn't work. And a lot of stuff is where you cross the line, you offend people, you do. But that's the art form. And you go, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. I've stepped too far. I do. Today, people are sharing too much. You know, so you can't work and you can't say it's a joke and you can't say I was just kidding or I was in a club or I was on a special, because whatever we do, any place, is everywhere.
But isn't that a problem for me, the fact that the joke was about NBC? Like, for example, if I work for ABC now, if I go out on the side, let's say I were a comedian, I'm not funny enough to be, but let's say I were funny enough to be a comedian, and I were making jokes and the jokes were about ABC and could be viewed in a derogatory light, I would probably expect to have a consequence for that.
They can't take a joke?
But the
They
point
might
is,
not find that funny.
maybe both sides have blown this. But he's not really saying anything. I don't know how many people saw the special, but what he said is you're not getting the AGT, Nick. You're not getting the AGT. And he's, you know, and that's the same thing. And if I walk on stage tonight, I'll go, you know, it's not the guy that you watched this morning on The View, and now I'm going to talk about something very inappropriate, and I'm going to tell you what happened when I finished spooning.
All right. But
I have to say this.
We'll take it.
NBC has, though, not commented on the situation. NBC has not commented.
But did he quit or they got rid of him? What happened there?
They did not get rid of him.
They didn't. Oh, so he quit.
It's in his court.
Pride issue. It's a pride issue.
And he hasn't done it yet.
And you know what? And we're still 2 weeks away from taping, and I'm going to make number 3 is Nick. Say it ain't so. Please come back to work. I think he is the best host on television. No, I'm telling you something. He is so underrated. He is terrific. You have no idea how hard that is to do. He consoles people. He keeps it on time. He goes live. Nick, the show will not be as good without you. You've got to come back and do it.
Okay, that's very good. That'll make news. Good.